besides the obvious, the conveying of all the information that you get over the period of, say, 2 or 3 days, is also that feeling of being together in a group of other singers and observing each other and seeing maybe common problems that you face yourself, another singer overcome, or even the very mere fact of when you see a singer, for example, under singing and not quite physically able to get to a more emotionally existential place, despite technique being mastered, and then seeing someone overcome that can be like a touchstone for yourself, and you begin singing with a greater sense of energy. And thirdly, I think the most important point of it, it's a whole lot of fun to be together and sing together.
I think workshop is important for young singers because in individual lessons, they're really only doing that one-on-one with the teacher. And so they're only getting that one opinion. And sometimes it makes you feel really alone in your work. And at a workshop, students gather together and they can come together in community and they can bond as a family, but they also can see the work that the other one is doing and sometimes see that they're not alone and that other people struggle with the same issues that they struggle in. And it also breaks down that individual fear of judgment and especially self-judgment about themselves. And they can work together and cooperate and help to encourage each other while they're learning to encourage themselves and find out that they're actually better at what they do than they think they are.
One of the most rewarding things for me as a teacher, especially in a masterclass situation, is to see all the things that I can learn from whoever I'm working with, and that can be a complete beginner or a complete pro with whom I've worked for years. For example, when I'm working with Crystal, then we cover very little technical things, and it's mostly about, getting to the character, getting to the rock bottom of what is in the soul of each phrase. And for me, that is a tremendous learning experience because it discloses constantly a new page, a new way of thinking about something. And that is also, that's the same for when I'm working with a complete beginner, because they're introduced, for example, for the first time to tongue agility or an open throat, and to see then the light in their eyes and how different it makes them feel when they're singing is very rewarding.
I love what Itzhak Perlman says. If you want to get better at what you do, teach. It's very important to me to learn from my students because I like to learn all the time, and I'm always trying to find different ways to learn. And so when we're in workshop, I really get the chance to watch students and hear from another teacher. So I can hear that particular teaching perspective, which is really good for me because then I can learn how they're communicating with the student and see how the student actually reacts to another perspective on things. And that helps me to learn and grow as a performer because I get those different opinions. I also have to think as an instructor on how to word things to students because they don't always process in the same way I process. So I'm constantly having to reevaluate how I do things and then how I would communicate that to a student on how to actually do things technically or emotionally or physically. So, it really makes me think through things multiple times a day because you're working with multiple students at workshop, and that helps me to perform better and to be a better performer.
Bring a recording device, for example, like your phone, to video your own lessons, your own sessions with me, but also the group exercises, because the group exercises, every time that we do them, they should basically be the foundation of your daily practice. I call it basic setup. Another thing that you should do is ask each other questions, because I will always open the floor and say, okay, now please comments and questions, and never hesitate to ask questions, especially the ones that seem silly in your own head, because the only silly questions are the ones you don't pose. And then thirdly, I would recommend treat every workshop as if it was 3 performances in a row, if it's 3 days. If it's 4 days, then as if you get to perform 4 days in a row. Adjust your lifestyle to it. Go to bed sooner, wake up earlier, do a little bit of running, eat very healthy, drink lots of water. Pull your music inside and out, work on subtext, have everything ready so that for your session, when we get to work, we're not covering, oh, you're singing the wrong pitch or something. No, get all that stuff out of the way so that you can truly perform.
Number one is make sure that you have 2 contrasting pieces of music and 2 contrasting monologues. Make sure you bring them already memorized. We won't be working on practicing your music there. We're only working on performance. Number 2, make sure that all the equipment that you need is with you. That includes your music, your yoga mat or blanket. That also includes your snack. You want to make sure to have those things with you and make sure you have them ready to go in the morning when you leave. Don't call mom and say, I need this, because it's too late by then. Make sure you bring it all with you. Be responsible. Number 3 is make sure you're on time. The rule for workshop is if you're 15 minutes early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. And if you're late, you're fired. So make sure that you are always on time.
So the best part about our workshops, or any workshop at that, is that you can learn so many things from your peers, not just the teachers who are there to teach you. Like, you could have something going on in your head or some mistake that you don't want to bring up or ask about, but somebody else who's your age can be going through the exact same thing as you and get up there and face it, and you can learn from them. You don't have to hear it from a teacher. It's just so nice to be able to bring all these people together and just learn from everyone. It's just this huge group activity, and you get to know so many people, and it's wonderful.
I love doing body work because it helps me get more in tune with my body, and also helps me relax while we're not busy at work.
You learn a lot about vocal technique, and the environment's just so positive. You have a ton of fun, and everyone's just really nice to you, and no one's going to bring you down.
My personal favorite part about the studio is just getting to work with all of the students and seeing all the students in the same room, because some of them never get to see each other on the same day. So it's really cool that even though they've never even met each other, that they still have this family aspect, this familial relationship, and it's just a great time.
I know that me personally, at every workshop, I always become so much more confident, because you're not just learning from one person, you're learning from everyone, and every point of view is going to be totally different. So you're going to get all these different tips and tricks. Like, somebody could say, oh, I tried this, how about you try this? And you learn all these different kinds of things, and then I'm able to use them on stage and know that everybody in the audience is supporting me, and it just makes me so much more confident, and I know that I can be the best that I can be.
My last workshop was also my first workshop, so that was really my first time that I got to perform with other singers and learn how they did things. So it helped me benefit for myself to see what other people are doing, to say, hey, maybe I could use that, or maybe I should start trying that. And it really helped me improve a lot.
I used to have this thing where I was just blank all the time, and I looked like a zombie, like dead. And every time that I go, I improve more and more, and I'm not as blank, and I show more emotion, and my vocal technique improves each time also.
How I have improved as a performer through workshop is that every single time I go, I feel more and more challenged, and I get more in touch with my emotions, and I just find a newer and fresher understanding of what it means to perform a song and to really be present in the moment. And it's just it's every single time I get stronger. So
If you come to the workshop, not only are you going to learn how to sing, but you're going to learn how to move your body and know how to work your body in order to get this huge voice, and you're going to be able to learn how to get in touch with your emotions and really feel the song out. And it's going to be a performance like you've never felt before in your life.
Workshop is very beneficial to you as a performer and helps you get new experiences, but it's also a lot of fun. We have a great time with Crystal and Eugene, and then all the other people that decide to come to the workshop. Last time it was a blast. I'd recommend it to anybody.
You learn more each year that you go. You learn more about vocal technique, performance. One time we even learned languages, and it was really, really hard. It was fun, but it was hard. And I highly recommend it because you grow so much and you learn a lot.
The reason you should participate in workshop is because you'll be challenged and you'll grow as a performer, make long-lasting friendships, and it'll just be an experience that you'll never forget, and after you're done with it, you'll be ready to take on the world.
Thank you for watching today. If you'd like to join us, which we hope you will, for our October Vocal Performance Workshop, it happens October 13th through 15th, and you can contact us with any questions at our social media below. Make sure that you do. Thank you again, and remember to believe in your voice.